Hello, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. This is your tarot, rune, and oracle reading for the fourth quarter of 2024. This will cover October, November, and December. I can't believe it's already the fourth quarter. Oh my gosh. So you have Awaz coming out in reverse as your rune that represents this time overall. And this is the rune of ideas. So when it's inverted like this, you may be feeling slightly out of step with certain people in your life. So it may be like your vision and direction for your life. You're wanting to go in this direction. These are the steps you're taking. Other people might have a different idea or different agenda, a different vision of what they want their life to look like or what they want a certain business or project to look like. So you may be having a lot of conversations around that during this time. Awaz in reverse can also sometimes indicate some issues with traveling or cars, transportation, or even the health of our pets. So that may be one area of life that you want to just consider a little bit extra during this time. Make sure your car is well maintained, make sure you're on top of your pet's health, things like that. On top of your relationships in general, step into your Virgo energy and just take good care of your body, your car, your home. And just double check and make sure everything's running right, get your furnace maintenance. Make sure that everything with your health is maintenance. You're going to, checkups, things like that. This will be a good time to make doctor's appointments, to get things maintained, to take actions. What's the word? Why is the word escaping me right now? Actions to prevent possible things happening from the future, things to maintain your life beautifully. And then the oracle that came out for you that is going to represent the overall spiritual theme of this quarter is the Sorcerer. Look at that. Very beautiful. When the Sorcerer enters your circle, you're being called to look at how your beliefs around scarcity and self-centered fear manifest in your world. Examine the destructive part of your psyche that misuses power or harbors feelings of resentment, vengeance, lust, greed, bigotry, or hatred. Perhaps you've harmed someone because of these dark tendencies. If so, not all is lost. You have only forgotten that all beings are interconnected and the universe is abundant. The Sorcerer arrives to challenge you to change your thinking, Capricorn. You're being given a second chance. Correct your course and practice not blaming others for the darkness that lives inside of you. Make peace with it and choose another way. So you can't control how other people choose to show up. You can't control how other people choose to hurt others. All you can control is the darkness, the shadow that resides within you. And I feel like this final quarter of 2024, you will be sitting with that shadow that lies within you, observing it, befriending it, and learning how to control it. This is a great time for emotional purging, healing, understanding how you react when people are out of step with you, understanding how you react when other people's misjudgment or bad decisions can trigger you, and realizing that you're in control of your own destiny, you're in control of your own mind. And I see you taking back control of that mind. So really fascinating overall so far. We're going to pull 9 cards, 3 rows of 3, and each row is going to represent a month. So starting with October, we have the Valet of Goblets. Okay, heading into October, there could be some pretty cool relationships, friendships, and creative projects that are taking center stage for you at this time. I definitely feel like there's new energies emerging at this time when it comes to your social life, romance, friendships. Some of you may even be starting on a new creative project that you envision for yourself. So that's looking really cool. We have the 6 of Cups as well. And I believe this is in reverse with this crack here facing downwards. So I definitely feel like overall October is going to be a happy month for you. There's going to be a lot of get-togethers with friends, family, people that you really enjoy having great conversations. But there could also be some older connections that you are wanting to stay in the past for sure, setting emotional boundaries with people who trigger the shadow within you. Okay, so there could be some pondering about that. The feelings that come up when you're interacting with a certain group or a certain person, sometimes they're not always great. So there is some self-reflection when it comes to those reactions. And then we have the King of Wands in reverse. So in particular, there could be somebody who's very overbearing. They could have a fire placement that is tricky for them to handle. Okay, so for example, this could be their sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mars, anything. It really doesn't matter. They definitely have a fire placement, if you're into astrology, that is tricky for them to handle and causes some rage or some problems with controlling their emotions. You could be dealing with somebody like that. They're overly assertive, overly aggressive. Doesn't matter what their gender is here. There's somebody with a lot of rage, though. Somebody who can't control themselves. So you may be dealing with someone like that in October. Or pondering their influence on your well-being, your emotional health, even if you're no longer in contact with this person. You are mulling over the effects they have on you and how their energy takes up space within you somehow. So that's really interesting. Okay, there could be a masculine fire sign that you may be connecting with as well. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius that you may have a history with that you are wanting to leave that history in the past. November, we have the Hanged. The Hanged Man, the Hanged Woman, the Hanged. Okay, seeing life from a new perspective. I'm seeing you gaining more information. News comes in that shapes up your reality and changes how things are going for sure. Okay, there could be some news from your connections, news, seeing how things unfold, gathering information, researching. Center of your spread, we have what I believe is the Death card in reverse, and this has no name on it. So yeah, I'm assuming it is death in reverse here. Something is needing to be let go of and released. Okay, right above this, we have the Six of Cups, which I believe is in reverse. So both of these cards are showing that it is time for you to consider creating more space between you. And I don't know why I feel like this is a family member. It doesn't have to be family though. Like for example, some of you may still be living like around family where you grew up. You may not have the healthiest connection or attachment to them. And it's like, have you ever considered just up and moving away entirely, or, you know, being more personal, more private with your life, or I don't know, maybe not seeing them as much. And you know, it's so weird. It's so interesting. These things aren't really talked about out loud that often because nobody wants to really say out loud like, oh yeah, I want to see family less. I want to. It's very rare to admit these things. Or, you know, I don't know. Some of you may be contemplating some sort of movement or being less involved in certain individuals' lives. But it's a really difficult decision for you to make. It's difficult for you to stop being in contact with somebody and, you know, having to open yourself back up to, you know, receiving that form of connection elsewhere. But with death in reverse, I definitely, especially underneath that Six of Cups in reverse, it could definitely be time for you to maybe step away from certain connections in your life where it's like every time you talk, every time you interact, you get flustered, you get into your shadow element, your shadow side. Who is this for you? Is it a family member? Is it your family in general? Is it a certain ex of yours? Is it an old friend? It feels like draining to be around this person or these people, but it is extremely difficult for you to walk away. And I see new perspectives on this coming towards you right now. And the universe is gifting you with deepening relationships elsewhere in your life. So this could be love, romance. This could be friendships. And these relationships feel more like your family, more fulfilling and loving for you. And the universe is handing you this new love and this fulfillment in the hopes that you're gaining the strength to find yourself outside of all of this. We have the Three of Cups. This has worked its way into every single cardinal signs reading for this quarter. Beautiful, stunning. So this is lovely. The Three of Cups definitely shows finding your people, like we said, recognizing who really does fill you up with fulfillment, with beautiful energy. And that is who you're going to focus on. And if you feel like you don't have that right now, like you need more of it, this quarter is a time for you to cultivate that. There's a lot of beautiful like day trips, traveling, going out, celebrating life that I'm seeing during this quarter as well. And it's like, with this fulfillment that I already created for myself, the creative projects I have going on, the beautiful connections I have going on, why do I feel the need to keep staying in contact consistently with other connections or other things that feel more draining and abusive and toxic? That's sort of the question we're asking ourselves here. Why do I keep myself in this negative place, Final row out, looking into December, we have the Nine of Swords coming out. Okay, so mental health is being illuminated here. Right next to that, we have the Fool in reverse. There is a new chapter, a new journey that's trying to enter your life right now, but it's going to require you to go outside of your comfort zone and embrace it. Okay, I really feel for a lot of Capricorns, there could be a life partnership that is trying to come in at this time, but you have to open yourself up to it. And some of you may even already be in relationships, and it's like, open yourself up to starting a life with this person. And like, hey, even if you get married and you don't want to invite certain people, like just go elope, you know what I mean? And for others of you, it's not even necessarily relationship oriented, but it's like, you have to start your own life. I feel like a lot of Capricorns may feel like that you have to move at some point, you have to move out at some point, or you have to move things along at some point. With a certain like home and relationship life or something. You can't stay where you're at forever. That's sort of the vibe that I'm getting from this. But you may have some fear around making that leap of faith, moving away from family, or going off and starting your own life, or something like that. But that there is some toxicity or some problems, like your shadows keep coming up. It keeps being triggered over and over and over again because you still have very strong ties, very strong connection to something or someone who keeps triggering that shadow. And it's like in the back of your mind, I feel like that you need to move on or move forward in some way, but you're resistant to doing that. And that may be a little bit scary for you to think of, like moving on, moving up. And you may even doubt your own ability to do this, but you can do this. And then final card out, we have the Lovers in reverse. Capricorn, I feel like this quarter is successfully asking you to start your own life, start your new life, start a fresh new chapter for yourself. And this new chapter, as I mentioned, it's like you're on your own, or you're with chosen, created family. You are backing away from the toxicity, the drama, the people who drain you. It's interesting. It's like a love-hate relationship there, because you love the comfort and being around something or someone. It feels very familiar to you, but there's some agents of change happening this quarter that is beckoning you to really put yourself in a healthy space and stop being so understanding when it comes to people who are closed-minded and who won't change. It doesn't matter how old they are either. Closed-minded, not willing to change, not really respecting you. Your tolerance for that is hopefully growing slimmer. And that's what Spirit's trying to get to happen here. And there's a part of you that knows that it's time for you to move forward and move on. And I see that hopefully happening for you guys during this quarter. If this doesn't happen, if you don't embrace these lessons, I feel like this growing sense of uncomfortability it's going to keep continuing on until you do make the change, the leap of faith. But the good news is that the universe is offering you amazing people, amazing creative opportunities. You are supported. You just need to take the leap of faith, okay? Thank you guys so much for joining me. Definitely watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs to get the fullest overview of this quarter ahead. Let go of this friction, let go of the friction around you. Like this video, comment, subscribe. If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my intention oils there and spiritual life coaching sessions there. My tarot reading course will be released on October 2nd, so make sure you get that as well. It's learn at your own pace, and we cover literally everything that I know about tarot, okay? Like, I will take you to a professional level of reading, using mediumship, using your psychic abilities, knowing all of the card meanings, the ethics of reading. Everything is covered, so make sure you get that tarot course, okay? Thank you guys. Bye-bye.